Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. So again, for the folks that are concerned, we've had sirens going off in many areas from Sapulpa on up into areas right around Sand Springs. This is the reason why. So you can see where Bob is located, Alan, Val, we have Kyle. So it's just a congregation of a bunch of folks of our storm trackers that are all over it at this particular moment. As that continues to move, Bob has a great shot as well. The structure of this again. So Bob, if you would give us an update. Are you seeing it on the ground at this particular moment? Because it looks like your video that's
no.
here. Okay. Yep.
No, not seeing it on the ground, Travis, but that is a well-defined wall cloud, and there's considerable lowering at this point. So I think we could probably have it go back down at any point. It looks like it's about to cross 33 and move up, like you said, to the west side of Sand Springs area.
Yeah.
Probably next.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. So again, we continue to monitor what's happening with this cell. So we do have a tornado warning at this point. Looks like it's picked back up. So that would be good news, but unfortunately, as well as the structure is, and then of course there's rain coming in behind it, and it is still rotating big time. So it's over 33 right at this moment, and then you can see where Bob is looking. He's looking literally into it, and then Alan and Val are a little bit further to the south as they're looking across that area. And then Bob will have to, we're going to keep you there, but I'm trying to, Chloe, you'll have to figure out how to get him to keep with that, and then maybe head back to around 97 or so, and then be able to come back up north. But circulation right over at this point. The area is right on 33. So if you're north and east, you can see that the road structure is not very well in this, or good in this area, because it's remote for being in northeast Tulsa County and in our metro area. But this is the location. So it's just a big rotating area that's happening at this particular moment. So it's already crossed the highway, and the shear associated with that as well continues to show up strong. Hail. Should be some pretty good chunks of hail, unfortunately, or pretty bad chunks of hail associated with that now. So we're up to quarter size to golf ball size with this as that continues to track to the northeast. So that's the storm part of it. This is Tulsa County, and then kind of putting you in perspective, Kellyville, Sapulpa's over here, the Oakhurst area, West Tulsa from Prattville, Sand Springs, and you can just see how that's moving to the northeast. I'm going to be going to Alan Crone a little bit here again with another update for our storm track. It is changing the way it looks a little bit at this particular moment. Let's go to Alan Hancock. He's got another view of that at this moment. Alan Hancock, join us. Give us an update. The structure still looks like it's still going strong.
Yes, sir. Decent structure, illuminated by the backdrop, the lightning again. Significant lowering, I would say. Top of the hill kind of leaves a little bit of imagination there, I guess. But like you said earlier, like we can assume it's down or very close to being down. I'm not close enough right now to see if it's actually churning like it was earlier. But I think with our next reposition, we'll be able to figure that out and get a little more info to you.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. So again, so there's some good news right now is that it's kind of a just steady state and kind of dropped off compared to what it was a little bit ago. Alan Crone, though, has an update for a storm track to see where it's headed. Alan, what do you have?
Yep, okay, we're going to punch the radar up here and take a look. So we're using the circulation feature, that red and green coming closer together. That's the circulation moving northeast. Still don't think it's sped up at this point. Still about 30 miles an hour. So Sapulpa, we continue to mention Sapulpa even though you're on the far eastern side of this track. Prattville 607, the Oakhurst area at 611. And again, that is the tornado warning. There's some other warnings, just even though we're tracking that tornado warning, Travis, you can see the warning in Osage County is for hail all the way back down to near Shawnee, and those other storms around Claremore are not severe. Also wanted to show you this. This is what it looks like coming in from the downtown area. So that is the storm cell that we're tracking.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Al. Appreciate it. And for you guys that are continuing to monitor what's going on. Also, Alan mentioned that briefly, but we do have a storm that does have some hail up to the north of Tulsa as well into Osage County. And then we have a couple other strong storms that are kind of down to around the Stroud area, and then they extend back down to around Seminole. All these are still having to move northeast as we go through the next couple of hours. The one that obviously we're focusing on is the one that is across areas just south and west sides of the Tulsa metro area, starting to become more of a west side instead of a southwest side. Circulation continues Not quite as tight as it was, but it's still right there. And so Bob is right near that at this particular moment. So is Alan. And so our guys are underneath of it pretty much, especially with Bob. Hey, Bob, I know you're repositioning a little bit. Update, though, from you as you look out the window. Can you give us an idea of what that looks like to you? And have you seen any changes since weakening?
I'm a little too far back east now, getting ready to get on the turnpike to go over to 97 and go north. But when it crossed Highway 33, I did not see a tornado on the ground at that point. Back to you, Travis.
Okay, getting reports as well of sirens going off in southwest and downtown Tulsa for this storm as it's continuing to come on in. So again, for good reason. Alan mentioned this just a moment ago, but it isn't moving super fast. So it is still, circulation feature continues to track to the north and to the east. And again, when you see the red polygon flashing, that means a confirmed tornado. But our guys right now, we're kind of in a steady state of kind of holding steady as far as the strength of it. So it hasn't increased. Because it did increase for a while, kind of came down a little bit. So it's just kind of holding at a little bit less than it was at its maximum. So we don't have a tornado particularly on the ground, but it's awful close to it right now. So as we look at where the tornado warning is, so this is Tulsa Hills down to Glenpool. Here's Sapulpa. Circulation is just to the west of where you can see right in here. And so that's southwest of Sand Springs, southwest of the Prattville area. And you can see this hook associated with that. That is many times, okay, we move radar. And this is many times, this is where it looks, where you're looking at this couplet. So this couplet is the rotating part of the storm. And so let's go down to city streets again. So this is Tulsa County at this particular moment on the right here. And then this is northeastern portions of Creek County. You can see where Bob is located. So now we're getting it close to, if you're around 71st Street, West 71st Street, you do need to be in a place of safety because this has the potential to still produce a tornado at any time if there is not a tornado at this moment. It has weakened a little bit according to what I'm seeing at this second, but it's still tight rotation, which means tornado can pop back down at any time. With this, where it is located, that track will leave it in an area that's you can see around the West Hickory Drive area, and then that's getting into the areas of just around the Sapulpa location. So you're starting to get into kind of the west side of Sapulpa before too long with this, and then also the South Sand Springs and then Southwest Prattville location. So this is why we want you to be very aware that it's still going strong with this as it moves up toward the Prattville area. Also, at this moment, we don't have any confirmation of the tornado on the ground, but let's go over to Mr. Crone here in just a minute to get an update on the storm track for you guys who are kind of concerned about what's going on. We do know that with this cell, this is the one that we're most focused on, obviously, because it's a tornado warning. It's on the west side of the metro, is that this could stick around for a while. So there a lot of data continues to show up with this, that it should last for a while. Alan, what do you have?
Yeah, we'll take it to 30 to 35 miles per hour. Prattville 603, Sand Springs 606, Berry Hill 609, and Gilcrease at 616. And again, some of those, you can see some of those communities that are just north of the flashing polygon. That's just a heads up that you need to be watching that. And Travis, just now from our friends at the National Weather Service, they're going to call this a confirmed tornado 6 miles northwest of Kellyville, moving northeast at 30. So that's the very last statement from our friends at the Weather Service. Confirmed tornado located 6 northwest of Kellyville, moving northeast now at 30 miles an hour.
All right, because that's just right where we were talking about it, and that's what we're seeing. But some of the guys, our guys, are not seeing it quite the same as far as from their locations, because we got Val further to the south, and then as well, we're looking for areas. Bob is going to be picking this up and going up on 97, so he'll cut across that. And Chloe, is Brandon, is he going to be clipping on the northwest sides here? He's going to catch out Sand Springs area? Is that where he's headed right now? Okay. All right, so with Bob just kind of making a curve here in just a minute, we'll have him kind of look back to his west. Alan is in an area. Hey, Alan, real quick update from you. What are you seeing from your location at this point? It's hard to see. I see you got a lot of trees.
We're about to reset this camera and have a little bit different position for you. I'll be able to get back right to the north of it. It looks a little bit disorganized compared to what it was earlier. We still have some structure and a dominant lowering, but I don't think I don't see it do anything just yet. But I'm going to reposition here in a second and see if there's a way to
get us positioned.
Maybe get closer, see if it's still.
All right.
Lead or not. You bet.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate it. So back on radar here to give you another update. That thunderstorm still has that notch associated with it. And you can see how this kind of looks like it's even rotating, and that's why it is. So this is, I don't see any debris being lofted in the air very much, if there is any at all. Just based on the newest radar trends. But you can see the circulation feature. The tornado warning continues for the areas of West Tulsa County, and the circulation very easy to see. Let's get into city street level, and we'll give you the latest. So again, what we're looking at with this, I'll get out of the picture here a little bit, but this is West 71st Street. So we're just south of crossing over into Tulsa County at this minute. Also, it's has just passed the 3800 road. It's now just north of West Hickory Drive at this particular moment, and then also North 3820 road. So if you are now in Tulsa County, 209th West Avenue, and then if you're around 161st West Avenue, that's where we want you guys to be aware. This is headed right in your direction right now. So this is a little bit east of this circulation feature right at this point, and it's going to be crossing over near Prattville. And so this is going to be real close on Highway 97, and we'll have Alan do another update for us in just a minute. So just be aware of that. Bob is moving north now. Looks like he's at 91st Street. Bob, do you have a little bit of a look at, I know you're driving right now, but do you have a little bit of a look and see what you can see to your west? Can you tell anything? I know there's quite a few trees on 97.
Travis, if you were covered, I couldn't hear you.
Just asking, can you, I know you can't see much to your left right now, but can you still see that lowering when you get to a clearing?
Well, I can see the wall cloud. Due to the trees, I can't tell if there's anything lower or even on the ground right at this moment. But I will be in Prattville in about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay. If that.
All right. Sounds good. So, all right, let's go back to radar, and then we're going to go over at Mr. Crone with another update. So this is, again, it's kind of wrapped back up into this hook fashion, and that's a sign, sure sign that the whole cell and the big thunderstorm is rotating. So that's the location, just to the south sides of Tulsa County, northeastern portions of Creek County. And then, so that's Highway 97. Then Bob's trying to look into that. Brandon's picking it up just here near the Sand Springs area. And so that's a storm at this particular moment. Alan, what do you have?
Okay, let's take a look at the track. And to do that, we'll use different radar source and pull out just slightly before we go back to the city streets to kind of show folks in the Tulsa County vicinity where this is located. So Sapulpa, we still continue to have you in this track. You're just here to the east of this circulation. It's moving northeast at this point. 605, Prattville 608, 608. Oakhurst would be at 612. In Sand Springs, you are in the flashing polygon. You are in the tornado warning, and that's going to go until 6:12 p.m. The warning goes until 6:30, but the estimated time of arrival for Sand Springs would be approximately 6:12, maybe 6:13. We've got other folks, again, that are watching this storm. And by the way, as Travis mentioned a couple of minutes ago, storm sirens are going off in a number of locations, especially in the western half, maybe even the southern sections of the Tulsa County vicinity. For example, around Jinx to Glenpool, we know the tornado sirens have been going off. But the warning itself, it's right on that county line. You kind of see where that's flashed. Well, if I zoom in, I know that the radar is going to take off on me, Travis. So we'll go to this source. You can see that flashing polygon. That's where the official warning is located. And here is the circulation. So continue to track it, and there it is. In fact, boy, the wind has really come up on that right there.
Yeah, and we're just getting reports that there could be a couple of mobile homes in a trailer park that could be damaged. That could be kind of close to this. So there is a chance that a tornado did touch down in these areas near a mobile home park that was right in here. So that is very possible. So now the circulation feature has crossed 71st Street and is over by 61st. So we're up to just, this is going to be a little bit ahead of the radar where the actual tornado would be located. So again, it's a tight couplet. So we do expect that to be part of the tornado issue at this particular moment. Bob is getting into a pretty good position here, I think, so he'll be able to see that very well. He's just a little bit on 97 here, being able to look back into this. And then Brandon is also going to be able to see into this. So it's right now tornado pretty high likelihood. If it isn't a tornado, it's awful close to it. And from 71st up to the 61st area. And then as you look at this and then where it's headed, and we're mentioning this a lot, but I mean, this is headed across 61st to 51st, and that's around 161st West Avenue. So if you're in any of these places up to 41st Street, you need to take cover. There's a lot of housing additions right in this area from Prattville back to the west, a lot of homes right in this area. So we do need you to be hopefully in a safe place right now. Because if it isn't a tornado, it's very, very close to being a tornado, and that continues to track in to the northeast, east-northeast, and kind of, well, more northeast, according to Alan. So that's one thing. Bob is still moving north. Bob, I still want to get an update, though, from you right now. It looks like you're getting pretty close. Can you see anything to your west? I need a quick update from you.
Yeah,
what do you have?
I'm up in the Prattville area. You can definitely see the wall cloud, but again, I can't tell with the trees that are out here if we've got anything on the ground. I have not seen any power flashes, at least close in. So we're going to be right in the area where it's going to cross up here. So we should get good eyesight on it here pretty quickly.
Okay.
Back to you.
Yeah, it looks like you're awful close. So we're going to continue to see what's happening there. Again, back to radar, and then we'll go to Alan and get a storm track update on what's happening. So this is the latest, and the circulation feature continues to be right around 71st to 61st. And then as that, it's starting to get, as I mentioned just a moment ago, a lot of housing additions right in here. So please go ahead and move to a place of safety just to make sure. Because it would, at this point, it would be a small tornado, but it doesn't matter. It's a tornado over your house, it's a tornado. So we still have a strong circulation, and most likely we're getting a couple of funnels or a couple of tornadoes that could be touching down at any given moment right in these zones. So again, if this area from 51st to 41st and really extending up to 31st now, basically if there was a 31st in here, it's mainly just 41st because that's the main area to the west of Prattville. But if you're in this area, just move to a place of safety. Make sure you're safe, and Alan has an update. Al?
Yep, we're going to take a look at the track. And again, this is moving northeast 30 to near 40 miles per hour. Tornado warning storm continues. We're using the velocity data, but I want to show you, I'm going to back it up, all right? I'm going to back it up and show you where it's been moving and likely where it will continue. It's moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour. It's not had a big push to the east at this point. It's primarily northeast. So based on that, that polygon that you see there is the most likely projection of that circulation. So that would be Sand Springs at 612, Shell Lake at 613, Berry Hill 615. Again, we're mentioning some of the communities that are actually north of the official polygon because the storm is going to continue. Whether or not the tornado warning will continue or not, we'll wait and see, but it looks like it probably will. But from Prattville, Sand Springs, Pogue Airport, and some of those areas. So Sapulpa, yeah, you are still in the tornado warning in Sapulpa, for example, but right now that circulation is to the northwest of you, and it looks like it's going to continue on that current path. So that's a little bit of good news for those southern areas. But Travis, from about 97 just to the north to where Prattville is, and then over to 51 to Sand Springs, you got to take your tornado precautions.
Boy, you do. And it is, it's still wrapped up enough that it could produce a tornado at any given time. So that's one of our biggest concerns at this point. We have the storm teams lined up on 97. Bob is looking right into that right now. Bob, if you can, give me an update. What are you seeing with that?
Well, there's a lot of lightning in the area of where this tornado is. So I think we still got a pretty strong storm. Looking at it from where I'm at right now, I still can't tell if anything's on the ground, but it should be exactly the direction that my camera's looking at right now. And so it's going to be coming up, like you said, into the Sand Springs area here before too long. But still can't tell if it's on the ground.
All right. We've had damage reports kind of along the path to this, so we do think that there have been multiple touchdowns in some of these locations. So that is going to be more than likely the case as we start to look at what's happening. So the south side, and Alan, I think, mentioned this a little bit ago, but I'll mention too, anywhere from Kellyville to Glenpool, really not affected. And that includes areas like around Tulsa Hills as much. So most of our concern now lies in areas from west of Prattville towards Sand Springs. This is moving northeast at a clip enough that we do think that that's most likely going to be the area. So it's the west side of Tulsa And so it should stay just on the north and west sides of downtown by the time it gets here. Circulation feature continues to show up now, having crossed or right at the crossing of 61st now. So it's just on the county line, so to speak, between areas right sitting basically right on the Creek County Tulsa County line, and so that's about 109th West Avenue. So if you're in this area, this is the circulation right here, and so that's going to be just a little bit east northeast of that. And the main, and you see this little S kind of look to this. So there's still that helps give us an indication too. That is a really close indication that there's a tornado that has crossed 61st Street now and is on Coyote Trail. So if you're in Coyote Trail, that is a pretty good chance that you need to be in cover right now. And it's like it's here. And there's a good chance it could be a tornado at this particular moment here. And you see the hook part of this. So with the velocities as they are and where it is located, so at 209th West Avenue, I think I said 109th, but I meant 209th and Coyote Trail, this is right at the epicenter of it right now. And so this will be just to the west of Prattville. And Alan, I'll have come back to you in a minute for a storm track update again. But with this, most of the velocity data and is continuing to show up just right in this area. So if there's going to be a tornado, it's going to be right here. Bob, anything to add to that at this moment?
No, you can definitely see the well-defined wall cloud on it, but with the hills and the trees back to the west of 97, still can't tell if there's anything on the ground, but I'm going to assume right now it is something on the ground from what we're seeing. So
yeah.
We need to, everybody take shelter.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Yes, back to radar and then back to Alan for an update. Alan, looks like it's a little bit wrapped up again here.
Yeah, it is. You can see that circulation with the velocity data. I mean, that is wrapping back up, moving to the north and east, northeast at about 30 miles per hour. I think it really hasn't changed speed that much. If it has, it's just been back and forth between 30 to 35 miles per hour. The polygon, you can see that flashing polygon. Some of those communities that you're going to see on the estimated time of arrival are technically straight out of the flashing polygon, but we want you to remain aware because that storm is moving in your direction. So Pogue Airport 6:14, Shell Lake 6:15, the Gilcrease Museum area at about 6:24. And as Travis mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, those areas more to the east. We've not seen this big, hook to the east or anything like that. It's moving almost straight northeast. So folks around Tulsa Hills and Sapulpa, a little bit more down to the south now. You can see the Jinx area, for example. That tornado is not going to impact your area there. And the storm could continue to move eastward and bring some rain and thunder. But at least at this particular moment, we think that that polygon flashing, and especially right in this general area, we think folks, especially around Sand Springs, Berry Hill, and Prattville, need to be taking your tornado shelter.
All right. Thank you, Al. Again, lots of things going on. Unfortunately, that is a little bit tired just looking at some of the new data because that tightened back up, and it's just south of the Lotse area and just southwest of Sand Springs. So again, that's a bounce back in there a ways. So we do want you to be aware that that's going nowhere fast in terms of trying to die down or do anything like that. So Prattville area, and you see where Bob is located, and then Lotse area right in here, Highway 51. Circulation feature is real tight now east of 209th on Coyote Trail. So it's about 51st Coyote Trail. That's where it has, or is basically now in the last minute or two. So that continues to move to the east, and so that's along 41st Street now, and most likely it's from Coyote Trail to about 41st and maybe just a little bit east of that. So if you're in this area, you do need to be obviously having taken cover, and that will continue to track and head on up. It looks like to near Highway 51 here pretty shortly. Bob has been in that area. And then also, Bob's starting to get into some heavier rain. Bob, a quick update from you. What do you have on this?
Yeah, I'm on West 41st out by the west side of Prattville. As you can tell, I'm in rain right now, and so the visibility's dropped considerably. I'm not seeing any power flashes. Still seeing some lightning off to that direction, but I should be right about south 129th West Avenue right now. So we're going to sit here for a minute and try and see if it comes across 41st Street.
All right. Hey, I appreciate it. So again, that's just to the west-southwest of Sand Springs. We'll be back with Alan Crone in a minute, but here's the circulation feature is literally sitting on Coyote Trail and 177th West Avenue. So this is still tight enough that it could produce a tornado. We're hoping it's not right at this minute, but it's very hard to see, as Bob was mentioning. He's only a mile or two away from that, but you cannot see that very well at this moment. South of the Lhotse area, southeast of the Keystone State Park area, and then also just to the southwest of Sand Springs. But the circulation center is literally 177th West Avenue. And having crossed 51st, it's up on 41st Street right now on live radar. So, and we continue to see enough circulation feature with it that it is very concerning. So if it's not a tornado, it's close enough that you need to be taking cover just to be on the safe side. And so with this, the new tornado warning, apparently that's also affecting cell phones that are even in the room here. So that's one of the things that is happening at this particular moment. It's my phone. That's
oh, is it yours?
So I'm blaming everybody else, but it's like me. I was like, everybody has their cell phone. Anyway, so we are talking about, again, this having been extended now, so that'll be encompassing downtown Tulsa. You can see we have John and Brandon on this storm in this area. And so they're going to be penetrating into the areas of southeast Osage County. Circulation, again, just to the south and west of Prattville, southwest of Sand Springs. This is the core of it. So if you're in this area, you do need to take cover. Let's go to Alan Crone to find out the track, and I'm going to go shut my phone off.
Okay, all right. But it's good news. You're getting the warnings on your phone. So
yeah.
News on 6 app, get it, we'll be good to go. All right, there's the circulation. It continues to move northeast. And that new polygon, before we put all the information back on the screen, just to show you where that polygon goes. It goes up to the southern areas of Skytook Lake and then back down just very close to 20 in Skytook itself. It does include Sperry and Turley. The downtown area is included in this tornado warning. Let me zoom in here. Do you see that polygon that goes to Brookside, to the fairgrounds, over to TIA, that's Tulsa International, and then into the northern sections? It does not include, does not include the southern areas of Tulsa County. It does not include Jenks, Tulsa Hills, Broken Arrow, Warren Theater, Leisure Park, at least at this point. The other warning goes until 6:30. That is still the one that's flashing right now, but the new one that's anticipated because of the storm that continues to move to the north and east is all of those areas that I just mentioned, and you can see that kind of showing up right now on the screen. We'll do just a very quick track on that circulation, moving it to the northeast. It's probably still going at about 30 miles per hour. If you guys see that, let me know, but I'm going to keep it at 30. And this is a very tight track right now. Central High School 624, Tulsa downtown 627, OSU right after that, and of course Booker T at about 631. Travis.
All right. Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate it. Bob continues to cover right near it in Prattville, and you see the storm moving in on the west side of town. If you're listening to us on our radio station network, we are talking about the west side of the metro. Not a problem in Jenks, not a problem in Broken Arrow right now. So it's primarily going to be a problem if you're around Sperry and southeast Osage County from downtown to the northwest, and then also around the Sand Springs area. This is the primary location that we're concerned with. We have our trackers just scattered all over in this area. So Bob is basically going to be able to get us a pretty good idea. You can see the circulation feature now just crossing 41st Street, having moved to the east of Coyote Trail, and is now pushing all the way up to Highway 51. So Bob is really, really close to that at this moment. Hey, Bob, if you could, can you give us another update on what you're seeing with this?
Yeah, I'm on South 137th West Avenue going northbound. Very calm winds right now here. And I'm not wanting to go too far north until I can get a visual on it. I've got a couple hills here, but I'm not seeing anything that looks like tornado on the ground. I'm still not seeing power flashes, and it just it may still be a very well rotating wall cloud up here.
Yeah.
But it should be directly to my west, and I'm not seeing anything. But I do have, I'm going to turn here a little bit for you, and I don't know if you could see the rising scud above this house. If you could watch the clouds going into it above that house, and that there's a hill there, and that rotation is going to be pretty much right behind that hill.
You can just see it by the chimney right there, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, good point. Very good point. All right, thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. We'll let you kind of get a position for us here again. Here's the latest. So that's continuing to move to the northeast. Bob's real close to the circulation feature itself. So he's right there. And then, as we say, that rising scud is pretty much just moisture getting pulled up into the updraft of the storm. So the signatures that we're looking at continue to indicate the potential for strong winds. Circulation is still right now, it's moving across pretty much Highway 51. So that's going to be just basically right where Bob is located, just west or northwest. So it's on the west side of Sand Springs at this time. And so if you are in this area, we still want you to be very careful and cautious and stay in a safe place until that storm passes. The storm is basically now past Coyote Trail and areas that have been out to the west. Even though you still have rain and thunderstorms, you could have some strong winds still with this because it's not too far removed from you off of 41st Street. But as that moves right now out to Highway 51.
Hey, Travis, Bob has a better shot now.
You do? Okay, Bob. Oh, yeah. Give us an update, Bob. I see it now. Good shot.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit north and west, and I'm on, like I said, south 137th West Avenue, and that's looking a little bit due north and west. Got a lot of rotation. As you can see, a well-defined funnel. I do not believe it's on the ground. I still haven't seen any power flashes, but you can see it's getting ready to move over the 100 West Avenue area as it continues up along Highway 51. And I'm just about maybe a half a mile south of 51. So we've got a definite funnel, and this could be a tornado at any moment.
Yeah, and I do believe that it probably has touched down in a couple of places along its track. Of course, we saw that visually, but I mean, even not too long ago, because that could happen. Thanks, Bob, and keep it going. And then, Alan, can you give us another quick storm track update, please?
Yes. We'll take a look here at this particular radar product here. This moving northeast at about 30, maybe 35 miles per hour. So let's put it right in through here at 35. And there it is, Sand Springs 614, Gilcrease Museum 623, Booker T right after that, Sperry at 636, Mohawk Park at 637. Again, that's the tornado warning that's underway. That does include the northern sections of Tulsa County. It does include some southeastern sections of the Osage County vicinity. The tornado warning for the southern part of Creek County technically is still underway. You see that flashing polygon, but the circulation is to the north of Sapulpa, for example. So between Sand Springs and Prattville, it's all moving northeast. Before I turn you loose, Travis, I want to show you one thing that we are watching way down to the south, but we need to keep an eye on this. There's a pretty significant storm now that's moving out of Pottawatomie County that's moving into western Okfuskee County, and that's got a potential. It's already severe, but it's going to be into an area that could continue some rotation with that. So that's another supercell we need to watch.
Okay, thanks, Al. In fact, I was just saying, is Vaughn in that area? And Chloe just said yes. So good news there. Thanks, Chloe and Vaughn. Back in the Tulsa area, again, we're not feeling great about it, but we're feeling okay. And you can't ever feel great or okay even really about a tornado. But as far as the intensity of the storm, still where Bob is located, the circulation feature is still there. Everything still is indicating to us that something could happen at about any time. So it's not over with yet. But there is some hope that we can kind of watch this not kind of merge and kind of lose a little bit of its identity. Unfortunately, is right now on the west side of Sand Springs and moving into Sand Springs. Bob has been underneath that, looking at that, and he gave us a picture of that funnel. And so he is literally going to reposition now, get up on 97. And then we do have as well. Okay, Al, so you can't make fun of me anymore.
Oh, it's my phone now.
That's your phone. Okay.
Oh, with that.
All right. So we're both, but we're engaged, I tell you. We are looking, though, west side to Sand Springs. So if you're in the west side of Sand Springs right now. And can we zoom in just a little bit more on that? And so, okay, we have Kyle that's sitting on that storm as well. So Bob is kind of repositioning right in there. And you can see with the rain and thunder, so that's coming across Sand Springs proper. A little bit of hail. Back to the north and west sides of Sand Springs at this moment. So you will experience maybe nickel size, could get up to quarter size hail, and maybe even a hair bit larger. This has had a hail swath associated with it for a while. because it's been a very powerful storm, and because of that, that has triggered some hail. So we haven't had a lot of reports of really big hail, but it is in this area. So the tornado warning continues for areas around Sand Springs into southeastern Osage County, and then that is also where John and Brandon, they're pretty much going to intercept the storm as far as what's going on with that. We are looking at Val's even in town. Val hardly ever comes into Tulsa, but he's in Tulsa tonight. So the circulation feature again right over the Sand Springs area, moving to the northeast, and so now that has crossed pretty much 412, and it's right on 412 in the west side of Sand Springs. Bob, if you're with me, can you give me an update on what you're seeing with that at this particular moment?
Yeah, you're looking north on Highway 97. Unfortunately, we're getting caught up here in the heavy rain right now, but again, I'm still not seeing any power outages, not seeing any power flashes, but that area of rotation should be due north of 97. But I'm coming across the Arkansas River Bridge, and you can see the wind blowing the rain across the bridge here. So we're definitely getting some, we're flying downdraft right now from that cell. And it looks like it's probably, like you said, north of 412 right now.
All right. Hey, thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. So that's a live look there out of Sand Springs over the Arkansas River. And here is the rotation tracker Stacia has put together for us as far as where the storm originally started tracking was far southwest Creek County, and then that has continued to move to the north and to the east. So that's where we find most of the action with this storm right now. And we'll have Al do another storm track in a minute just for you folks. So again, the tornado warning, which has been in effect, will continue for a while longer because we've had that through 6:30. It's at 6:15 basically now. And as that continues to move to the northeast with a tornado warning right now for the Sand Springs area, southeastern Osage County, that goes till 7 p.m. tonight. But it has now moved across most of Sand Springs and moving to the north and to the east. So wind velocities of 40, 50 miles an hour are going to be possible with this. As far as looking at what is expected to continue to be still a tornado warned or a severe thunderstorm warned storm, we will have to continue to do that. Yes.
Bob is recording 58-mile-an-hour winds and power flashes.
Oh, yes. Okay. So that's Bob is, let's see if you have Bob's video someplace in there that we can look at as well. And then we'll get another storm track. Okay, there he is. He's over here. So that's Bob. So he's just reported 58-mile-per-hour wind gusts and some power flashes. And that could happen with power lines. We're hoping not a tornado, but it is. He's literally right next to the strongest winds in downtown at this point of Sand Springs. So if you're in downtown Sand Springs, you really need to be undercover at this particular moment as that continues to move through Sand Springs and now moving north and east. So wind damage, power outages are a possibility in combination. Alan, do you have a new storm track for us?
Yeah, we do. Berry Hill right now. Central High School 623, Gilcrease 624, Sperry at 637. And again, that's moving to the north and east. We're using the velocity data. That small area is the main circulation. You see that? You see where Bob's located from Sand Springs back to Pogue Airport is right in here. What we're also watching is the wind that's ripping around the backside of this storm that's moving across the Prattville area. Those are really strong winds. You can see that circulation. Let me just kind of bounce it around so you can see where it is. But those are strong winds that extend all the way back down to Prattville and will go into places like Berry Hill. That's why you are still included in that tornado warning. You're going to get some winds out of it, but the circulation is really tight right in through here between Highway 97, Young Street, 412 back to Sand Springs where Bob is located, moving northeast right now 35 miles an hour.
All right. Thank you, Al. Greatly appreciate that. So we continue with strong to severe thunderstorm winds, and we just got to update the possibility of up to 80-mile-an-hour winds associated with this. So we do have at least 60-mile-per-hour winds, and again with some wind gusts. This is a live look at downtown, looking out to the west toward the Sand Springs area. And so we're looking at the base of the cloud, but for the most part, again, this is a strong wind event right at this moment as it's pretty much coming around with what's going on there. So that's the latest of what's happening. So power flashes could occur, especially if we have winds of over 60 miles an hour to 70 and maybe to near 80. So that's where we're finding the strongest winds at this particular moment. Let's go, and we do have some power outage information, I guess, and I might have Stacia do a quick update on that in a second. But let's, again, from where Bob is located, these are strong damaging winds at this particular moment as that has continued to wrap around. So Bob is right in the midst of it, and if you're in Sand Springs, you're in the midst of it right now as well. And so these winds will cause tremendous amount of issues, damage, and power outages. Hey, Bob, any change on the wind speeds for you at this particular moment?
Yeah, I'm just now getting a little bit ahead of the wind. Like I said, I measured 50 down there on Highway 97. All the power went out for about 10, 20 seconds in Sand Springs downtown area and came back on. Okay. Right now, I'm a little bit ahead of the rain and a little bit ahead of the wind as I'm continuing eastbound on 412. Back to you.
All right, thanks. So again, Sand Springs, southeast Osage County. Alan just gave us storm track on that. You guys have to be aware of that. Let's go back to radar again. And so this is what we're concerned with. You can see Val's in here as well with Bob. And so this is wrapped up and around, and it is continuing. And we could see a spin up in this area as well with what's going on with this wrapping around very quickly. So Bob's in an area that we'll be watching. Let's look at some of the velocity. If you have some velocity data, and then Stacia, I might ask you to, there it is. So as this comes across right now, and you can see that we're up to Young Street at this point, and then extending to where Bob is. He's just on the east side of Sand Springs at this particular moment. And then all of our guys are pretty much just kind of marching along with this. So this is a deep concern right now along the Osage-Tulsa County line. So that's moved out of Creek County, Tulsa County, now into southeastern Osage County are on the line at this particular moment. Strong damaging winds and a circulation or a pickup could happen at any given time right in this zone. And Stacia, just real quick, power outages, do we have any power outage reports so far?
We do. We have about 200 PSO customers in Tulsa, but those are actually coming from South Tulsa, from down around 81st and Delaware, so not necessarily out in Sand Springs with PSO. But as you can see here with the map, 200 customers in Tulsa County, 300 over into Creek County, 1,000 back into Lincoln County. So I would imagine these numbers would go up as we go through tonight. But right now, 200 customers in Tulsa County, not picking up on PSO Sand Springs customers just yet.
Okay, thanks. Back to severe weather again. Sand Springs area back into southeastern Tulsa or southeastern Osage County, and then northwestern Tulsa County. So this is where the strongest winds will be located and extending back on up to the north from east of Highway 97. And then you can see John and Brandon. Hey, let's separate those out if we could, Chloe, if you can get those guys separated a little bit so we can get good information out there. But Bob, another quick update from you. It looks like it's real close to you at this point. What do you have?
Yeah, I'm actually concerned about what looks to be coming up from behind me right now.
Yeah.
I'm still eastbound on 412, but I'm not so sure we don't have some development behind me.
Yes.
And south of 412, so I'm going to keep the pedal down here and get a little bit ahead of it.
Okay, let's look at T5 real quick because this circulation feature is right on the west side and northwest sides of downtown right at this point, if we can. Okay, so this is what we're looking at, is this coming into downtown. And so when you get RFD like that, a lot of times you get not only wind damage, but you can get a spin up very quickly with that. And we call it rear flank downdraft, just in case you're wondering. So this is what we're watching coming into downtown Tulsa. If you're on the west side right now, 60, 70, possibly up to 80 mile per hour winds associated with this. So there's going to be a lot of power outages and also some damage. So just be aware. And again, this is the west. We're looking literally just west. This is Keystone Expressway going out towards Sand Springs, and you can just see what's going on there. Back to velocities, and then Al, get ready to do a storm track if you could. So this is what's happening right in Tulsa right at this particular moment. So the northeast side here is where we're, or northwest, excuse me. Northwest side of the downtown area is what we're experiencing with the strongest winds in southeastern Osage County. And so within this strong damaging wind, we can also have a spin up of a possible tornado in this. But right now it's a very strong wind event unfolding right here across southeast Osage, and then basically from the refinery on the west side of Tulsa, downtown Tulsa, and then back to the west. So, okay, Al, what do you have?
Okay, this is a big, long track for this. We're going to take you here to a different source, and there's lots of information on the screen. Gathering place. The reason why you're in the track, even though the majority of this storm is going to stay, we think, slightly north, because those winds the station's been talking about and the Bob's been talking about, Travis, on the backside of that, those strong winds are dropping on the backside of this system called RFD, and those are pretty significant. So we want everyone in this area to remain aware. Tulsa downtown 624. What time is it right now? 622. Booker T 628. Sperry 635. Skytook at least the northern sections. You can see that polygon. I was pretty close to the city of Skytook. We're going to include you anyway. El Waso technically is on the outside of the polygon by what? Maybe 2 miles. We want folks in Owasso to remain aware of that as well. That's the tornado warning that's moving through, again, the northern Tulsa County area. It looks like it's wrapping back up. It's been producing quite a bit of wind on the backside of that system. So even though you may be a couple of miles removed from the actual circulation, the winds are really picking up on that thing. And again, it's moving northeast right now at about 35, maybe 40 miles per hour. Let me loop it, and you can kind of see where that is. Travis, before I turn you back, I do want to take you down to the south.
That's where we were headed.
There you go. Look where it is. It's another tornado warning now that's coming out of that Centerview area. That's tornado warning for Powder Creek and Okfuskee County.
All right, let's go to that real quick here, and then we're going to be right back in Tulsa County. This is a tornado warning that, as we said, or Al just mentioned as well, is just trying to get everybody's attention. So the one down further south as well. I want to go to the south one first, where Vaughn was located. So this circulation feature right now is located just near Boley. Vaughn, anything going on? We don't have a confirmation of a tornado. What do you have for us? You there, Vaughn?
Yeah. Hold on just a second, Travis. Trying to get turned around here.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got the base here in sight. I'm getting ready. There we go. Now we're going to get a view of it right here. So yeah, this just went tornado warning maybe 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's nothing. This is the very, very tail end of the base right here.
Okay.
And it's going to be passing pretty close to Boley. Probably between Payton and Boley, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I've got a good vantage point of it. The thing is, I don't have much winds right here where I am. I am going to be just to the north and east of this, the wall cloud or the base right here. So we'll keep following it. Back to you.
All right, thanks. I appreciate that. So again, that's the tornado warning south. We're going to get back to him in a little bit, but if you're around the Boley area, Payton area, Vaughn, holler at me if you need to. We got Jeremy down there as well. Back in the Tulsa area real quick. So we do have, at this point, the storms as they're moving to the northeast. You can see the strong shear associated with these storms that have been southwestern Tulsa County, I should say, central portions right now of Creek County, having another area that continues to develop. It's just weak at this point, but getting stronger, and so there is rotation right in this zone. So what we want you to be aware of, Highway 33 again, of a potential for another tornado developing in this area. And then back on the northwest sides of Tulsa, we still have our tornado warning going on for strong damaging winds. John is right now in that area. John, update from you. What do you see with that as it starts to move in on you?
When I get a flash of lightning, I can see the wall cloud very pronounced, Travis. I'm not seeing anything dangling from it, reaching toward the ground, but the clouds are rotating, and they're doing so fairly rapidly. I'm at 36th Street North and Osage Drive, and we've had some heavy rain here. The winds right now are not all that strong, but just off to my west is really where it's pouring right now, and this storm is moving in.
All right.
Back to you.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. So once again, a lot of action going on for these storms and what's happening with the severe thunderstorm, mainly across portions of southeastern Osage County. And then you can see where John is located, Brandon, Kyle, we have Allen, Von Caster, and so, or Valcaster, I should say, to the north. So this is the area in which we're watching this pulling on in. No tight, super tight circulation, but in some of these bend areas that we're looking at, that's where we can get a little vortice that can come up and then end up with being a tornado. So if you are in some of these areas, and again, this is county line back into Tulsa County at this point, that's what we have to watch out for, like, for example, around West Pine, Apache area. So again, that's a little bit of a couplet thing that can happen when you have all this air rushing back around the backside of a big thunderstorm. And so with that, John is really, really close to that. Alan's coming up into it as well. Alan, just real quick, I know you can't see much because it's raining, but can you make out, differentiate anything to your north, northwest?
Yes, sir. We can still see that wall cloud that John had mentioned. We're a little bit south of him and east, I believe. We had a noticeable wind shift from the south to the west about 2 minutes ago.
Okay.
So I know we're in the bulk of the storm right here. We're of course, we're at the mercy of a lightning show to try and detect what these clouds are, what they're doing. But
okay,
we're keeping a close eye. Stand with you. We'll be back to you in a minute.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So with that strong winds that are blowing in, again, if you're on the north side of Tulsa County, you have to watch out for this. John's in it right now. John, it looks like you're in it. Any wind estimate as that's starting to hit you?
The winds are about 25 miles an hour right now, Travis.
Okay.
We're getting a lot more lightning associated with it, and heard an occasional being of hail, but not much at this point. Back to you.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. So we're in southeastern Osage County with some of the strongest winds, and also going on across the areas from where John is and Allen, and then you can see as well Valcaster. So this is still a severe thunderstorm, and let's look at circulation feature real quick, and then we'll see if we can get another update. So there's a little bit of a feeling of something going on just north of where Allen is at this point, south of John, and then again very turbulent location across the southeastern portions of Osage County, and then that's moving on up into around the Turley area. And so if you're in these areas, just be advised for that. Bob is just moving on up where he'll intercept that part of the storm. Also, with the strong thunderstorm, we still have to keep an eye on what's going on, and we will down south. But first, we want to go to Allen and have him give us the latest storm track and what's going on with the north storm, and then we're going to go down and look at this other storm.
Yeah, I was looking at some CC stuff here, Travis.
Yep.
Just a second.
Okay.
Since we're doing that, we'll just take a look here just very quickly. See that little spot right there? See where Allen's located there? That's one little volume scan, 626, 628. Yeah, that could have been something that pushed something up in the atmosphere there. So we're watching that again. Tornado warning is underway. Let me zoom it out, and this again is starting to show signals that it's going to produce.
Hey, Alan, we need to go to Brandon real quick.
All right,
He's getting
Brandon.
some pretty big power
Let's
flashes.
take a look at it, Brandon. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be at East 36th Street North in Lewis, looking off to the west northwest. There's the funnel right there above us. You can see it. There's tornado on the ground. Tornado on the ground.
Okay, we see it.
Tornado's going to be on the ground, probably just about, I'd say, half a mile to a mile to our west-northwest.
Okay.
From 36th Street North in Lewis.
36th Street North in Lewis. You can see it. Yeah, we'll stay on this. If we can two-box, guys, I don't know, stay with that, Brandon, if you can, for a little bit. And if we can two-box, guys, and get the radar, get the radar so we can show folks where this is. This is on the north side of town. So again, tornado on the ground. So those are power flashes, and they can two-box here. Okay. So that's what's going on. It's close to where John is, where Brandon is located. So we're right in this zone here. Let's zoom in a little bit closer if we can even. There you go. And let's bring the power, I guess we'll leave it about the same as the way it is right there. So he's got the power flashes, Brandon. We can see it. So it's literally on the ground just right in here. 36th Street North. John is just right close to it. And so that's tracking, looks like, Al, would you say east-northeast at this point?
Northeast, yes.
Northeast a little bit?
Yeah, northeast, 35 miles an hour, I think.
All right. Hey, Brandon, update. What do you think?
Travis, we've got to move. We're getting hit with RFD right now. We've got to move east.
All right, keep going. All right, that's fine.
Yeah, let me show you this. I'm going to punch this up real fast. You see that RFD's coming down. That's where he's talking about there.
Yep.
All the way down. But that.
John has debris as well.
Yeah, see where John's at right there.
All right. So again, north side town, tornado on the ground as we speak. So right in this zone. So and there's the debris. Yeah,
yep, there it is.
Kate has pulled it up. And you saw the flashes. And so when you see those flashes, so again, north side of town here, you guys, please be careful, be safe, because this is continuing to move to the east here. So it's now off of Lewis. Let's go back to velocity data if we could, Stacia, and so it's sitting right in here. So between Peoria and Lewis, in fact, it's now moving northeast a little bit. So we're up to 51st Street, and that's getting close to 56th Street North. So if you are in this area, this is the tornado right now.
Can we pull up Val? Can anybody pull up Val on 23? That's what I'm hearing right now.
Okay. So he's got, we'll see what it looks like right there. And Brandon, are you still there so you can talk to us while we're looking at Val's video? Can you see any power flashes yet?
It's off to our north. It's off to our north. We're moving east right now along 75 and East 36th Street North.
Okay. Let's go back to get the radar so we can show folks again so you have an idea of what it looks like. So here's where we are. We're in North Tulsa, Lake Yohola areas right here, 75. And then John's had debris. So this is what that low kink that we were talking about 10, 15 minutes ago. And so the debris shows up in the same place. So if you're from Turley and then extending 56th Street East, this is where the tornado is located, 66. And most likely, even if it isn't on the ground, when you get an RFD like that, what we said, that's usually when you get the tornado. And so that's what's happening from Turley to the east. So 66th Street North, 56th Street to Lake Yohola, where you guys have to be taking cover for strong damaging winds and then a tornado embedded into this. And so unfortunately, we've seen this happen too many times. But anywhere from these locations, please move to a place of safety right now. Bob is trying to get out in advance of it as well in this area. We're continuing to monitor what's going on down in Okfuskee County. It doesn't look like Vaughn has a tornado down there right now, but this is North Tulsa. Let's zoom out just so people can see Tulsa County and kind of see where we're at in relationship to what's going on. So the tornado warning is in North Tulsa County, eastern, extreme east, southeast portion of Osage County. So again, we're right here just in the area. This is just to the west of Owasso once again. So it seems like Owasso and Collinsville, unfortunately, are picking up where they left off. So the circulation feature very, very tight right in here on the north side of downtown. We have our city camera. You can look at our tower cam too, guys. So somebody with T5 can look at that, or the airport cam. So it's not positioned in the right, but that's not positioned in the right place right now, guys. I don't think, is it? So that's just lightning. Let's go back to radar, if we can. So the tight circulation now east of Turley, and then you can see where Alan Hancock is. Alan, we'll just bring up his voice. You don't have to bring him up. Let's zoom in a little bit more if we could. Alan, if you could, can you tell us anything? Are you still seeing power flashes or not out of that?
Yes, sir. We had a power flash directly to our north and west, probably about a mile and a half or so off that direction. It was a couple of them right there. Still pronounced lowering.
Okay. And so, debris still showing up in here. So this is debris getting lofted up into the tornado at this particular moment. So that's now north, and so that's literally just on the north side.
Brandon has a good shot right
Brandon, let's take Brandon's shot for a minute, see what he's got for us. Brandon, if you can talk to us, can you see it? What do you got?
Okay, Travis, we're at East 36th Street North and North Yale Avenue, looking due north. That's there in our shot. Very large wall cloud, well-defined wall cloud. Cannot confirm that the tornado is on the ground at this time. Don't see any current power flashes or anything like that. But it's not to say that it couldn't really pulse back up. But right now, it cannot confirm that it's on the ground. But that right there in our shot is the area that we are watching.
All right. Good to not see any more power flashes, but there's Storm Track Al's got with us. And so I'm going to just mention this real quick. If you're any place in northern Tulsa County, and that includes from Owasso to Collinsville, just be aware that strong damaging winds could happen outside of this. We don't have an actual, I don't think, a severe thunderstorm warning beyond this, but with a tornado warning at this particular moment, we do want you just to be very, very much aware of the strong damage potential with this as this continues to go. And Al, you can add in anything you want.
Yeah, we're going to add in a new tornado warning that will be extended because of this. So I've got the polygon posted that goes all the way, basically, you can see into the southern part of Washington County from Ramona to Vera, and then over to Uliga, Rogers County, back down to 88, and then from Limestone into Owasso. Owasso, you are included now in this official tornado warning. Collinsville, the same. In terms of the center of where this circulation is located, which is basically around Turley, if we track that to the northeast at 30, 35 miles per hour, let's keep it at 30 miles per hour, that would be Owasso at 644. I mean, it's 636 right now. Collinsville 652 and Limestone at 658. So again, new tornado warning basically extended all the way into far northern sections of Tulsa County, part of Rogers County, and then the very southern sections of Washington County. And as you mentioned, Travis, not just that tornado, but really all along that line, even south there to the lake, those RFD winds are really, really strong here. But tornado warning continuing.
All right, and so you could lose power. Do not be surprised if you lose power as that comes through. And we're streaming. Don't forget we're streaming. We have the app. We have it also newson6.com. So just make sure that you have that. Just in case you run out of power, you will still have information that you need. And so this is crossing Highway 75. So this is from Turley to the east now. And latest velocity data continues to show that this is going to be not too far from where Allen is located. Allen, if you can, any update from you at this particular moment as that's crossing again near 66th Street and 75. Alan? Alan, go ahead. Go. You got something?
You calling for Alan?
Yes. Yeah. Go.
We got 45-mile-an-hour winds sustained right now. We've got complete darkness out to our west. So I bet those power flashes wiped out that grid. I haven't seen anything right now, but these trees are moving quite steadily as with this wind. I think we're right in the circulation here, Chuck.
Okay, yeah.
Give me a second.
All right, keep your head on a swivel. Appreciate it. So Kyle's just to the north there, so you're right near the circulation center of that as that's moving. So strong winds continue all along this, just on the west side of Highway 75, now crossing 75 around 66th Street North. Unfortunately, we're through high population density areas around the Turley area in North Tulsa, and now that's moving into another high density population area coming up here shortly. So these strong winds will cause power outages, and then also embedded in this will be the circulation. And Alan, I'll have you do another storm track in just a minute. But this is advancing quickly to the northeast now, and so that's overtaken Highway 75 with the strong winds, and that will continue to track northeast. So we're just to the west of Owasso at this point. Live velocity data, do you have some of that, Stacia? That's okay. And then right there, all right. And so you see it coming in. Let's come in even a little bit closer where Kyle is located right now. Right along this leading edge, you get these circulation features that can spin up into a tornado at any given moment. Allen's in really, really heavy downpours of rain on the south side of this. So that circulation feature now crossing 75. So this is headed over at a Memorial Drive. So if you're around Memorial Drive, 86th Street, watch out. Please be in a place of safety. That'll extend all the way south of 76th Street. And then we can go all the way up to 116th Street right now. So if you're in those areas, you need to be taking cover to be on the safe side, because embedded on this, and most likely in an area near 86th Street and Sheridan right now, would be the most concerning place for some circulation feature that's going on. Alan, if you have another storm track, I'd love to see it. And then also as this moves to the east, you guys, again, now that's pushing. It looks like you got it all the way up to Uluga, huh?
Yeah, it's moving northeast 30 miles per hour, maybe slightly faster, but we'll keep it at 30 at this point. The flashing polygon, again, this is kind of a new addition for the last year and a half. This means confirmed tornado. We had that confirmation, a couple of minutes ago with trackers, and also the CC drop, or the debris that you were kind of seeing there. So if you reside in that flashing polygon, take your tornado precautions, even though I might not read off your community. Owasso 642, Collinsville at 648, Vera at 650. Uluga, you are included. Uluga, you're going to be included here in this tornado polygon warning, and the estimated time of arrival is going to be at 7:05. That is for the tornado warning. You can see, Travis, that very, very strong wind that's been causing that issue. Very quickly, severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued for Northern Creek and Southern Tulsa County, just to the south. And there's another circulation that's trying to develop, so we want to watch that. That's south-southwest of Prattville. You can see it right there. So we want to watch that. That's a new severe thunderstorm warning, but tornado warning continuing for the northern part.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Al. Appreciate it. So we are going to have to be careful, and it's not over with yet, because this is a kind of a cluster of storms that have rotating capabilities, and not only the one to the north. We are, as Alan was mentioning, the one that's now in northeastern Creek County. But we have to go down real quickly to the storm that's down in Okfuskee County. Vaughn's been on this storm. Vaughn, update from you. Are you getting close to having a tornado with this one right now to this point?
Yeah, it's getting pretty close to being a tornado. It's going to be wrapped in rain. It's right there on the left side of the screen. It has not crossed over Highway 48 yet. I am northbound on Highway 48. Not sure how many miles south of Bristow, but just got off of Highway 62 about 3 miles back. So it's going to be about 5 miles north or 6 miles north of 62 on 48, where this is going to cross over 48. And this is kind of taking a more of a right jog than the other ones have. So this thing's going to be wrapped up in rain, and it's going to be very, very hard to see.
All right, Vaughn, thank you so much. Again, we're going to go back up north. So again, for you guys south, be advised, but up north here, we're back into the Owasso area. We did have a report of a tornado crossing 75, and so we do believe that that's the couplet that we're looking at here, the one I was just talking about just a few minutes ago. So this is going to be basically on the northwest sides, more so now of, I would say, Owassos. Let's see if the Owasso cam can get us some of that information. Can you look at that, please? So what we're looking at right at this moment, Bob is literally right close to it. Here's a location again around 96th Street North. The couplet has passed Memorial now, and so we're moving. Let's move this map a little bit further, if we could. Al, I don't know if you're Al or Stacia, whichever one. Sorry. If you could move that just a little bit further to the, yeah, there we go. So I want to point out just what's ahead of it from 106th Street. So this is where most likely if we have a tornado, it would be right in this area. So we do want you to be aware of what's going on here. And then I don't know, Brandon is...
Let's go to Bob. He's actually getting a lot of winds from that.
Is he?
Just
Okay,
to the
Bob,
south.
just to the south. Bob, give us an update. Yeah, I don't know. What do you got?
Did you call, Bob?
Yep, go ahead, Bob. Go, Bob.
Yeah, I'm up here, 86th Street North in Sheridan, Travis. I've been getting 60-mile-an-hour RFD off of this, so there is definitely some serious rotation. Looks to me probably on 86th Street North. It's probably at least a mile or so north of me. I'm going to try and cut back over to 169.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Let's go back radar again. So we're looking at Owasso. Is that what you have, Station? Okay. So. Okay. So we're looking close to the center of it. Okay. Oh yeah. So there's the outside edge of the wall cloud. We'll be trying to look and see if we can see any flashing going on, and then also, Jalen, if you can keep an eye on that, and let us if you see anything happening there. And then you can see as well with the radar at this particular moment, 106.
Okay.
And so is Vaughn got a tornado?
We may need to go to Vaughn here.
Okay, we got it. Let's go. Hang on for 1 second before we go. Okay. Let's get for the folks here from Collinsville to Owasso. You guys that are right in here, we feel that there's a pretty good chance if it's not a tornado. A lot of strong damaging winds, but if you are right here, 116th Street, and I have family right in this area, so hopefully you guys are under cover, 106th Street as well, and so this is coming up on 169. The core of this is coming up across here, so wind damage quite possible. Can you see a CC first and just give me a quick update on that? So at least we don't have a whole lot of that, a little bit of a weakness showing right in there. So there is a chance that we could have a little bit of a tornado issue there. We need to go south real quick in just a minute and get some more information on that. Severe thunderstorm still in West Tulsa. And then let's go further south. And then, Vaughn, if you've got something, you got to tell us pretty quick what's going on. Do you have a tornado?
Yeah, I'm going to call it on the ground.
All right. We see it. We don't. You're cutting in and out on your audio, but we do see it. It's halfway to the ground, so it's basically it's about as close to a tornado as you can get. So, pretty good chance. Hey, Alan, could you do a quick storm track on that one for the folks and see what you can do on that? We're going to, and then we have to get back north real quick. But again, that's strong winds near Welty. And so if you're in this area, just make sure that you're moving to a place of safety at this point. And that's from Highway 48. Vaughn's right underneath that. It looks like a tornado. If it isn't, it's awful close at this point. Al, what do you have?
Okay, let's do this on the fly here then. Moving northeast, we think that storm motion is still northeast at about 30 to 35. Let's keep it there. So from Mason and Vaughn, yeah, push that. Thanks, Station. Edna, Mason, Haydenville, areas right in that little polygon vicinity. Haydenville 656, Edna at 709, and it's 646 right now. Basically, again, anywhere in here from 48 east to Edna, back to Haydenville, and from Last Chance north. Thank you, tornado precautions.
All right, thank you, Al. And then back north to Tulsa, still continuing with tornado warning and around 116th Street North. So this is continuing to be a big problem right up in here. So if you are any place, you can see from Collinsville back down into Owasso at this point, and some of the strongest winds continue to show up. In with the strong winds, the potential continues to be an embedded potential for a tornado around 116th Street, and then moving on up to around 136th Street right now. Once again, not a lot of CC showing up on it, but there is a little bit that could, just a little flare of that. So we don't have a whole lot of indication of a lot of damage being lofted into the air or as far as debris. But if you are in this area of 169, this is where the strongest winds are located. And Chloe, anything on from out of Allen, Hancock, or Bob, any of those guys that we need to get to real quick?
Not at this moment.
Not at this moment? Okay. So this is the area in which this is coming through, and then you see this arcing, pushing area on 116th Street. So just north of that is a chance that that is a circulation feature. Allen has also some storm tracks. If you're, you give me a thumbs up on that.
I got it.
If Alan's got it, let's go him and get a storm track, Al.
Okay, so we're looking at that really bright area of green and red together, and again, that's moving northeast, still at 30. So Collinsville 653. We're at 648 right now. Limestone is 658. The Ulaga area, you are in the polygon, in the tornado polygon, and that's going to be 7:10 p.m. So this is the storm that has been very problematic, producing tornadoes off and on, and also called that RFD, the real flank downdraft, where areas even to the south you can get really strong winds. I'm backing this up, Travis, and just kind of showing folks where it's been and kind of where it's going.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good way to kind of see where that looks like. So Collinsville, you see where Allen Hancock is located from 20 right up 169. Take your tornado precautions.
All right. Hey, and if you're listening to us on our radio station family, Griffin Communications family radio stations, just to let you know, it'd be a good idea not to be traveling on 169 right now to Collinsville. If you're up in the Collinsville area down to around Owasso, this is a very dangerous time because of flooding rainfall, heavy rainfall, winds that are over 60 miles an hour, and then embedded in that would be a possibility of a tornado. This is continuing to track to the northeast. We have another cell, the south and west, not quite as strong on the southwest sides of Tulsa, but the biggest winds by far are across the northeastern Tulsa County area now, Collinsville, and extending through Owasso, but a severe storm still moving into central Tulsa County. As you look at the winds, they're already approached and passing 169. So we're now going even further east to 161st East Avenue. So that's where the leading edge of this line of storms will be located. And embedded in this, again, with strong damaging winds, could be an isolated spin up, especially at the crux, which is to the north towards Collinsville, but 116th Street. Alan's just going through some of that right now. Does Alan have any wind speeds that you can ask him? Then as you look down to the south, that's still 161st East Avenue winds as it comes all the way down to 66th Street North. So these are some very strong winds having pushed all the way through there and moving toward 177th East Avenue, literally as we speak at this particular moment. So Alan's been in some of those winds as they have continued to go. There's a little bit of a notch thing going on up here around the Collinsville area, a little bit more, 136th Street. So this is a circulation feature in here that if there's going to be a tornado, Alan should, I mean, he's really close to that. Is his GPS about the right place, Chloe? Do you know?
Yes, he's it's pretty close. He did just say that he only has about 20-30 mile per hour winds recorded.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's get him up on the line for just a second. Hey, Alan, is your winds to the west-northwest, or are they out of the southeast yet?
Well, they were from the west-northwest, and as I'm sitting here looking, coming off the headlights, you can see we have a little bit of swirling in the wind. So I assume we're really close to what would be perceived as our rotation in this area.
Yeah, you are. So just, as we say, keep your head on the swivel right in here. You don't see any power flashes, though, do you?
We have not yet.
Okay, good. So again, this Collinsville, you can see some winds. What are you estimating the winds? They look pretty strong right now.
We've got 55 mile an hour winds right now. I've had looks like as high as 61 right here where
Right.
we're sitting so far.
All right,
So
thanks.
That was 82 mile an hour wind right there.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's whipping on you there pretty bad. All right, so that means a lot of power outages are going to be happening. And Alan, I'll be coming to you with storm track if you can in a minute.
Yeah, give me a second here.
This is what's concerning a little bit here on 136th Street and East. So it's here 161st and 136th Street. There's something going on right in here that could turn into a tornado. Potentially here. But we have so much wind in this area, it's going to be kind of hard to differentiate. So just be advised, 146th Street to 136th Street and pretty much 169, Al.
Okay, yeah, we're going to make this kind of a little broader track based on what we're seeing right now with some of the wind flow. And again, we're using the velocity data to help kind of narrow it down. But from 169 Collinsville south, just to the west of Limestone, and then to the north and east of there. So Limestone 657, Oologah 705. There are a number of communities that are within this area that may not be verbalized at this point, but again, that is a tornado warning. So you can kind of go in here, for example, Elba, and then near the Keatonville area. Keatonville is just a hair south of the polygon. You see how it flashes right there? But we still want you to just really pay attention to this thing. And then back over to Collinsville, right up 169 East 420 Road, and then Oologah. So Oologah needs to be taking your tornado precautions right now.
All right. And again, those winds so strong in here. And so with that 80 mile an hour wind gust showing up with Alan, so this is all what Mr. Crone said, and what Mr. Alan Hancock is dealing with, and what our guys are seeing as well. This is a pretty big deal that just isn't ending. This is a supercellular storm. It's just rotating. So you see the swath Stacia has put together for us and what's going on. So we've had some really strong, impactful areas. And so once you get to that, that's into the extreme category, which means we have a very, very strong rotating storm associated with this, and very strong and even violent winds associated with this. So what I want you guys to know is that as we start to see what's going on here, there's still probability of a possibility of a tornado that could happen along this leading edge, along this area. So we're at 136th Street at this point, and that extends back on up to 146th Street. And so this is that indentation, don't like, especially with strong winds kind of blasting around the side of it. And so that's what we're finding. This is newest update. So that's kind of getting pulled in there with strong winds coming around the back and south side of it. And with that, that'll be ushering in with those strong winds. And you see the arc and the hook look to it. So if there isn't a tornado, this is a damaging wind event for you guys. Power outages, quite possible, quite likely. Don't forget streaming. Don't forget our apps as well to help you out as we look at what's going on right here. So as that continues to track off to the east. So you see what, don't know what's this from Keatonville. You know, Stacia, if you have anything on that. So there shouldn't be anything with that at this point. But this is continuing to track to the east. We're now at 654. And so this is wrapped up on the east side of Collinsville. And so anybody that's in this area, especially as we start to move into western portions of Rogers County, this is a very powerful storm. You already have thunderstorms and lightning going on to the east from Claremore back to the east. So a lot of rain, thunderstorm activity associated with all of this. The flashing indicates that a tornado has been confirmed in that. And then we do have our storm south of where John is located in downtown Tulsa. And then you have this kind of strange looks that are going on, and now a tornado warning is being pushed all the way up into northwestern portions of Okmulgee County again. This is another circulation feature that's going on here. This is the Welty storm, and so that one has a circulation. Al, which storm track are you wanting to do on this one? There's so many.
Yeah, let's take this one.
Okay,
for
let's
right
go
now,
ahead.
just very
you go ahead and
quickly.
take it.
Yeah, we'll take it just very quickly. Okay. Again, using the circulation feature, you see that where the red and the green are pretty close together. That's where we think the majority of that is. So this is moving northeast now at 35 miles per hour. This is a tornado warning that has now just been issued that will extend into portions of southeastern Creek County. So I do want you to remain aware. Southeastern Creek County, northwestern Okmulgee County, the northeastern sections of Ofuskie County. If you reside in those areas, you know a weather radio is going off. Your phone's going off, like, you know, my phone's been going off, Travis's phone's been going off. So your phone is going off right now in this area because of this. This is a tornado warned storm. I think Vaughn is near that area. It's moving northeast now, 35 miles per hour. And this also has hail and you know, lots of lightning and heavy rain. But obviously our major issue right now is the potential for that circulation. That's going to move into portions of Okmulgee County. So remain aware of that. The tornado warning is underway.
Yeah, that's so it's a very active night. Unfortunately, this was kind of found out to be the case as we talked last night about how intense some of these storms were expected to be. So that has increased and continues to be the problem. So this is, as Alan mentioned, so Dentonville, Beggs, and this will eventually take it in northern Okmulgee County and southern Tulsa County. So that tornado warning going.
Got to watch that one.
Yep, for a while. All right, so we've got that. And then one, let's go south just for a second. So the one Vaughn's on continues to be, there's a south side to this one as well. And so that could be moving on into closer to Okmulgee before it's said and done. So they just issued severe thunderstorm warning on the tail end, Charlie, as we call it, on the south side. All right, let's go back up to the north side of town and look at what's going on with that. It is, with most of the strong winds that we are seeing on the north side, that's tornado warning still hanging in here for a little bit longer. We're hoping to see it ending, but unfortunately, there's still a lot of circulation, a tremendous amount of things going on. But this little couplet area east of Collinsville continues to be rotating and causing a consternation for a lot of folks that are underneath this and for us as well. So again, very strong damaging wind potential, debris showing a tornado.
Look at that.
That's got to be a tornado.
Look at that. Last volume scan right there.
Yeah. So this is East Ranch Road. So tornado right now. East 430 Road, South 4100 Road. So this is a tornado on the ground right now. So you guys got to be in a safe place east of Collinsville. 430 Road down to East Ranch Road, East 465 Road. This is a tornado. And so that, again, was that wind that came in around the south side, and that couplet we saw is now confirming a tornado on the ground just to the east of Collinsville. This is 430 Road, East Ranch Road, 4100 South Road, and then you can see how this is going to continue to move to the east-northeast. So if you're in this area, unfortunately, this is a bad shape to see at this particular moment. Do we have... Trying to see who's Alan's just right south of that. Hey, Chloe, can you see if Alan can talk for a second? Does he see any power surges? Anything going on? Flashes.
Incredible lightning out here. Directly to our southeast. We're going to reposition, try to get a better shot. I think we overran it just a little bit, but we're going to flip around here.
No,
almost at the calm of the storm.
Yeah, take me back to the radar for a sec, will you? Alan, you're just, that's okay. I don't know, Mr. Crone, maybe you can help direct him a little bit. But if it's just to your south, Alan. So just be careful.
Yeah.
So you can talk to Alan, or you can talk to Mr. Hancock if you need to. But this circulation again, tornado, pretty much guaranteed on the ground right now. So that is going to be from this location. We want you to be aware that wind damage is very, very likely. Update, here's the latest. So again, just on the East Ranch Road and 430, and then where it is on 70, or I should say South 4100 Road. So if you're here from Elba and then back on up to the north. So this will be coming up on Highway 88 in just a minute. So this is pretty much guaranteeing a tornado at this point right in here. So the debris signature continues to show up here. So not good whatsoever. So as this crosses 430, you're still any place that's around the Elba area, back to the north. And
there you go.
Alan,
I'll put the track up. Yeah, there it is.
That.
You can just see it. I mean,
All
that's
right.
basically what you just mentioned there.
So right in this zone.
Yep.
Just be advised for what's going on here. So I don't know if did you figure, is Alan able to move to the east on that, or can you talk to him about how to get over there with Chloe? Because we'll have to confirm that.
Yeah, he won't be. Yeah.
Okay, Caney's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, so we've got Kevin to the north. Do we have Val's video still showing up?
Let me get that out of the way for you there.
All right. Oh. Anyway, so if you're around the Ulaga area, just be advised. So this is a tornado right at this point, right in here. Let's come back down city street levels, and then Al, I'll have you do another specific storm track. But for this, or for the other storm too, we got to get down to that. As we look at this, the couplet is unfortunately extremely tight. Bob's pretty close to that. Let's see. Bob's in heavy rain right now, so he can't see much either. But this East 430 Road, Elba, and then South 4100 Road, it's literally on you right now. And so the debris is showing up, and that means it's being lofted in the air. So it's right here. I mean, it's just at this point. And so that's headed on up. And then we'll be crossing from Elba area and then East Highway 88. So that's where we're having all the problems. Okay, Al, if you got a storm track again or update.
Yeah, we'll do a quick track here on this using velocity data. So sometimes you're not used to seeing that, but it's green and the red, and we've got that where the significant circulation is located. So again, tornado confirmed here. It's been off and on the ground. Ulaga Lake area, 725. We're at 701 right now. Bushy Head would be at 730. And folks in Ulaga need to take precautions as well, even though this might stay, I mean, barely maybe a quarter of a mile east of downtown, but it will be very close. You do have to take precaution in the Ulaga area. You are in the polygon. So from Ulaga back down to near Sequoia over to Elba, especially right now, from Ulaga Dam to Elba, you got to take tornado precautions.
All right. Hey, thanks. Let's get down to Beggs, if we could. And there's another tornado warning that's south of Tulsa. And so that's northeast sides of Tulsa now. Down on the southwest sides of Tulsa, we do have Vaughn, who's underneath this storm. And so Glenpool now into Sapulpa picking up rain and thunder. But circulation feature now is just to the north and west of where Vaughn is located. Hey, Chloe, can Vaughn talk to us? Is he available at this moment? Hey, Vaughn, if you're with us, can you see anything? Have you been able to tell what's going on here?
Yeah, this is a lowering that's about 500 feet off the ground that I've seen. Now, I'm a little bit away from it now, but I would call this a tornado. Because I had 55-mile-an-hour winds coming into this thing back about three miles ago. This is going to be straight west of Okmulgee. I'm on Highway 56, which just kind of winds around here, so I'm at the mercy of this road. But I'm telling you what, this is going to be tucked in the rain, and you're not going to be able to see this. No, Travis, this was a very, very large.
Okay.
It's going to be a very big tornado.
All right. All right, let's go back to radar, and then, Al, I'm going to have you do a storm track if we could on this. So you can see Vaughn's a little bit further south. And so this is Dentonville right up here along Highway 16. So the circulation's coming up over Edna right now. Big wall cloud, Vaughn just said, and then that's moving closing in near Beggs. Al, where do you think that's headed?
Well, unfortunately, it's headed closer into some populated areas here. So Edna, Beggs, just a hair east of Slick, and then over to Mounds. We want you to remain aware from Old 75 South. You mentioned Dentonville already at 707, Beggs at 713, Mounds at 721. We are encouraging you to take your tornado precautions. Dentonville, Beggs, Mounds. We want you to watch that. That is a tornado warning. That circulation is getting a little tighter, a little stronger there. So the circulation is what? About 3.5 miles west of New York. It's very close to Edna. And we want to give a heads up for folks in southern Tulsa County to watch this storm. No warning right now in the southern Tulsa County area, but it does technically extend into far southeastern Creek County. This is a tornado warning.
All right, thank you. Back to the north side of town and take a look at what's going on. Again, this is a big tornado warning. It does not have a confirmation of a tornado in northwestern Okmulgee County, but we do have continuation of issues going on around Ulaga and Ulaga Lake at this point. So again, circulation continues to be just in an area that's just to the east-southeast of Ulaga, and so there's the still at Elba. It's not moving very fast, and it's still enough. Unfortunately, we do think that there's a potential that that's a tornado still on the ground crossing 88, literally right now, where it bends near the dam. So that we have still debris in the air, so there's a high probability we're going to have damage with this. We do have right here on 88, if you're any place here and then extending near the lake on south side, the river. So we're on 4150 road, 420 road at this point. So this is the circulation center, epicenter of it. Just briefly, Brian, in the control room, we will take a picture of Bristow, and I don't know if you'll put that full screen or not, just on top of me or not. Okay, just we have a lot of damage reports coming in, but this was one of the homes that was hit near Bristow with most likely a tornado. And so we're going to get, unfortunately, praying that there isn't a lot of this, but there's going to be, just because tornadoes have been off and on the ground and now into the metro area. But this is one of the pictures that we have. And we'll have a lot more. News is covering everything at this point. And then the circulation, again, that was Bristow and Creek County. But this is, we're looking at, again, northern Tulsa County. Alan, I think it's time for another storm track on this. This looks like it's kind of slowed a little bit. I'm going to have you zoom out just a little bit, Stacia, if you would. And then give me an idea. So it's still right there, but we have so much going on all around. And so some of these cells are getting merged in and pulled into this. This is a huge circulation feature, so that's what's pulling in a lot of things. We've had some hail, it looks like, trying to pepper areas on the north side of Oologah at this point. And so again, wind, a lot of crazy things going on, even without a tornado. What do you have for us, Al?
Okay, quick update on this with the track moving northeast 30 miles per hour. Bushy Head 727, Wiggin-On at 729. Though the southern, well, a big chunk of the Oologah Lake area, obviously, and then Howard at 733. Now, we're mentioning these communities. You can see that flashing polygon. Those communities that I just mentioned are north of the warning area, the polygon, but we're just giving you a heads up here because at this particular moment, it's just right close into the Oologah Dam vicinity from Highway 88 back down. So that is where we still have that, you know, that circulation feature that has been doing some damage here. So tornado warnings continuing there, and that goes until 7:30. What is it? 7:06, I believe. No, 7:07 right now. So that's the warning that we have, and it's moving northeast at 30 miles an hour.